Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Greetings, family, and welcome back to Raising the Vibe. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. I ask that you like this video and please subscribe to the channel. Today, I want to present to you a series of videos I did for another platform about Bill Gates, the Microsoft entrepreneur who now apparently is a vax expert that the entire globe needs to listen to. He's been in the news lately, and I want you to hear some of the things he's doing and saying. Without further ado, here it is. So, is it just me, or is Bill Gates becoming more of a problem than ever? Right now, he's saying that the risks from COVID are minimal, that the risks have been minimized, but there will be another pandemic. Not there may be, there's a likelihood of it. In fact, as you can see here, he said it's all but certain. And he's saying that with all of the viruses in the world, the next pandemic will be another pathogen. And if we all recall, Bill Gates is the one who told us there would be a pandemic in the first instance. And then within a few years, bam, we're hit with COVID. But the question I have is, haven't we always had tons of viruses in the world? And when there was a smallpox epidemic, that was resolved and the world moved on. But now, thanks to Bill Gates and whoever he's working with, they want the people to be conditioned globally to expect one pandemic after another. And I'm sure after whatever else they have planned for people, they'll be coming up with something else. And that's a problem. The thing that is really problematic about Bill Gates is that he's now coming out with a book called How to Prevent the Next Pandemic. Bill Gates, no medical degree, no scientific background, and here's a clip of that.
That's why I'm excited to announce my new book, How to Prevent the Next Pandemic.
The only experience he has that I'm aware of is taking his vaccines around the world and causing crippling and fatalities among other people. So first off, why is he qualified to write a book? Secondly, one of the main things he wants us to develop in order to prevent the next pandemic is a global pathogen surveillance system.
To build a global pathogen surveillance capacity that no matter which country it shows up in, we can apply resources and understand what's going on very quickly.
So not only do they want to monitor us here and have Canada monitor Canadians and England monitor the British and so forth, now he wants to connect it all together so that wherever we go across the globe, they're able to monitor us. They say now with respect to viruses and pathogens, but we all know how that goes. Ultimately, it's just Big Brother globally. And that's a problem. The other thing about Bill Gates that really is problematic is that when he was asked whether there's anything we can do to prevent another pandemic, he basically said, do what Australia did. Because if we all did that, we wouldn't even be talking about a pandemic. And that's all.
Is it possible to prevent the next pandemic?
Yes, if every country does what Australia did, then you wouldn't be calling it a pandemic. That's all.
Okay, do we recall what Australia did? Put all its people on lockdown, essentially locking them in their homes. And I mean, it was a terroristic state. They created detention centers and put indigenous blacks and others over there under the guise of being infected with the virus. The last thing we want to do is lock down the globe the way Australia locked down its citizens. It's control, it's domination, it's overreaching, and according to Bill Gates, it ought to be happening globally so that none of us are exposed to pathogens. Here's the problem. Something really needs to be done about him. I'm just saying. So family, I hope you found those videos interesting. I'd love to hear any comments as always. There is one other thing that bothered me about the interview clip I saw, and that was that Bill Gates said that mRNA vaccines are so easy to make that after a new plandemic breaks out, they should have sufficient capacity to vaccinate everyone across the globe within 6 months.
Next time we should try and make it, instead of 2 years, we should make it more like 6 months, which certainly, some of the standardized platform approaches, including mRNA, would allow us to do that.
Now, for those of us who are aware that traditional vaccines involve administering a dead or weakened version of the pathogen so that your body could develop antibodies, and mRNA is a whole nother type of technology more akin to possible genetic manipulation, certainly sending some instructions into your body, injecting some instructions into your body and telling it to do something that it wouldn't otherwise do. And it bothers me that it would appear that he and his cohorts are adopting a viewpoint, an intention that will involve additional mRNA vaccines instead of going back to traditional vaccines. So in my mind, it's just constant tampering with humanity. I really don't know how else to put it. I imagine that those of you who have taken the vaccine and who are fans of it and intend to continue doing so might feel differently. But that's just my opinion. Well, family, that's the end of the video for real. I don't have anything else to say about Bill Gates right at the moment. I hope you found this video informative. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, peace and love. Love and light.